Hello guys, welcome to my channel. The less is more. So today we will discuss not an editorial but a separate or a different segment of newspaper, that is data point. It is from the Hindu. Okay guys, so let's start this data point today. Exports imports rank across many nations for most items. In April 2023, India's most imported exports contracted in double digits. Okay, so guys, let's start this. India's exports and imports further weakened in April this year, in continuation of the declining trend that has been observed since June last year. Imports declined more than exports in April, narrowing the imports declined less than export, narrowing the trade deficit, narrow down trade deficit. The decline in export was widespread. Decline in export was widespread, affecting most of the major items. The decline in import was also recorded across all major commodities. But more importantly, the fall in imports and export was not limited to India. Many nations have recorded similar declines, pointing to a slowing global demand. The 2022-23 Indian Economic Survey had warned that the slowing global demand will weigh on India's merchandise export. Slowing global demand will weigh on what? India's merchandise export. It had cited the International Monetary Fund's forecast, which had said that global growth will slow down in 2022 and 23. The latest IMF report estimated that global growth could slow to about 2.5% in 2023 in a plausible alternative scenario. Okay. This scenario of the IMF assumes that the financial sector stress in the US triggered by the sudden collapse of 3 regional banks is not contained. This, according to the IMF, would be the weakest growth since the global downturn of 2001. Weakest growth since global downturn, barring the initial COVID-19 crisis in 2020 and the global financial crisis in 2008 and 9. The economic survey's warning came true, with the year-on-year trade growth starting to decelerate from the start of 2023 calendar year. Chart 1 shows the year-on-year percentage change in India's merchandise export and imports every month since January 2022. Chart 1. Where is chart 1? This is from January 22, October 22 and April 23. Shows what? Year-on-year percent change in India's merchandise export and imports every month. Imports and exports. Export decline, imports high, export decline. Here import were high and exports were low, which means high trade deficit. And then both decline. Imports also decline and export also decline. In April 2023, imports and exports shrank by 14.1% and 12.7% respectively. The economic survey had also said that the non-oil, non-gold imports, which are growth sensitive, may not witness a significant slowdown as Indian growth continues to be resilient. So, economic survey said that non-oil and non-gold imports, which are growth sensitive, may not witness a significant decline. Chart 2 shows the decline in imports was seen across major commodities. Chart 2. This is chart 2. Major commodity: coal, electronic good, fertilizer, gold, iron and steel, non-POL, precious stone, crude, edible oils. So chart 2 shows the decline in imports was seen across major commodities. The chart shows the year-on-year percent change in imports of select commodities. The item listed form 65% of India's import basket in financial year 23. Inbound shipment of fertilizer and gold, the two commodities whose imports fluctuate the most, shrank over by 40% in April, which are the two items which affect or fluctuate more, that is fertilizer and gold. While vegetable oil imports were a close second with a 37.8 decline. So major decline was in fertilizer, gold and edible oils. In parallel, the contraction of India's merchandise exports too has been broad-based. In parallel, the contraction of India's merchandise export too has been broad-based. Along with petroleum products, the exports of engineering goods, gems and jewelry, chemicals and ready-made garments and plastic contracted or grew at a slower pace in 2023, that is been shown in chart 3. Petroleum products, engineering goods, jewelry, chemical garments, grew at a slower pace. While exports of electronic goods continue to see growth, the 26.5% pace in April 23 was the slowest in 15 months. The export of rice and pharma products were the only bright spot amid the gloom. Rice, this is rice and drug and pharma. They are the bright spot. The chart shows the year-on-year percent change in the exports of select commodities. The items listed form 75% of India's import basket in financial year 23. The items which are listed formed 75% of India's import basket in financial year 23. The recent decline in exports is a global phenomenon. The monthly economic review released in April by the Department of Economic Affairs said that exports surged in financial year 22 due to pent-up demand following the ease of COVID-19, but they became moderate in 2023 financial year 23 as the invasion of Ukraine and monetary tightening of global central bank means that discretionary consumer spending plummeted in advanced nations. So in financial 2022 there was higher exports surge due to pent-up demand following ease of COVID-19, but in 2023 financial 23 it became moderate due to Ukraine invasion and monetary tightening of global central banks. Meant what? Discretionary consumer spending plummeted due to internal demand slowdown and external geopolitical tension. Internal demand slowdown, that is one. External geopolitical tension, both imports and export of many developed and developing nations have been contracting in 2023. Chart 4 shows the year-on-year percent change in imports and exports of select countries for which the latest data was available. Across nations, both imports and exports declined in some or all the months of 2023. See, this is China decline. Where this is the trend line. Germany, Japan. See, I am drawing the trend line. South Africa, UK, see, United States. See, so the exports and imports were declining in all the developed and developing nations. So friends, this was data point today, which has gives us data on important exports and the goods which consist of export basket and the import basket of India, right? In which drug and pharma, electronics and rice are the blooming sector, okay, and fertilizer and gold is the fluctuating one, which fluctuate majorly, okay guys. So thank you for today. I hope you would be enjoying this because today I have brought this different segment, okay, that is data point. Please do comment in the comment section how it is helpful, okay. You can bring some facts from this, jot down some facts, okay, to write it in the mains answer, right? Yes. So bye bye guys, thank you, signing off for the day.